Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Amir Hussain, teaching history and political science at St. Jean's International School, Anantnag. Dear students, finally we switched over to YouTube and this is the first lecture. This lecture is on the chapter 4 of political science and the title of this chapter is Gender, Religion and Caste. We have already discussed what this chapter is all about and what we are going to study in this chapter. I have already given you a brief introduction about this, and we have also taken up the first important topic of this chapter, that is gender and politics. What is this gender and politics? We have discussed this. This is the first topic of this chapter, and this topic is about role of gender in politics. What is the role of gender in politics? We discussed that. It is first aspect we discussed, and in this we also discussed what the public private division is and how this division was made. We also discussed that, and we also discussed the position of woman in pre-independent India and also in the world context. So today we are going to look into the another important topic, another important part of this chapter, that is of this topic, that is position of woman, position of woman in post independent India. What is the position of woman in post independent India? Now today we are going to discuss this. As you know that India became independent in 1947. This is the day 15th of August 1947 when India became independent, when India gained its independence from Britishers. And from this, since the independence of India, despite some improvement, in the position of woman, despite some improvement in the position of woman since independence, woman still lags behind men. अगरचे आज़ादी से पहले और आज़ादी के बाद जो है थोड़ी बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट हो गई है इस वुमन के स्टेटस और पोजीशन में, बट स्टिल the position of woman still continue to decline, and still we find that woman still lags behind. She still lags behind men. And why she still lags behind men? What is the reason for this? The reason is the patriarchal nature of Indian society. The reason is the patriarchal nature of Indian society. This patriarchy, it is responsible for the it still is responsible for the subordinate position of woman. And because of this, woman still faces oppression. She faces discrimination and ill treatment. And this ill treatment, this discrimination faced by woman is visible in various ways, in various forms, in various areas, various fields. And first important field where this discrimination of woman is, we have number of parameters where can it has become very this possible to see how the position of woman is in Indian society, how woman is oppressed, how she faces discrimination in Indian society at each and every level, there are number of parameters. First important we will take is literacy rate. It is literacy rate. As per the census of 2011, the literacy rate among women in India is 54%. Only 54% of women in India are educated. They are receiving education. They are educated. They are literate. While as compared to this with the literacy rate among men, the literacy rate among men is very high, that is 76%. Again, the literacy rate among women in India is 54% only, while as compared to this with men, only this is 76%. That means men जो है, मर्द जो है इंडिया के, उनमें जो है बहुत ज़्यादा एजुकेशन, वो आप देखोगे लिटरेट है औरतों से, इंडिया की औरतों से वो ज़्यादा लिटरेट आपको मिलेंगे। और लिटरेसी रेट जो है मैन अमंग इंडिया वो 76 है, वाइल एज इन वुमन इट इज़ ओनली 54%. दिस शोज द discrimination faced by the woman, and why this very small portion of women go to this education, why this low literacy rate among the women. This is low literacy rate. Why this low literacy rate among women? There are a number of reasons. And now another important this parameter where this discrimination is again visible is the higher studies. It is higher studies, and it has been found that very small portion very small portion of girls, they go or they went for higher education or higher studies. And the reason behind this, why only very small portion of girls they opted for this higher education, the reason is that the reason is not that girls are not performing well. If we go by school records, then as per the school records, both girls as well as boys are performing well. Both are performing well. Then where does the problem lie? फिर कहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है? अगर दोनों लड़के भी और लड़कियां भी दोनों अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पे है? क्यों ये प्रॉब्लम है कि ये जो गर्ल्स है इनको हायर एजुकेशन के लिए छोड़ जाना पड़ता है? Why these girls they drop out? These girls they drop out. ये ड्रॉप आउट करते हैं, ये हायर स्टडीज के लिए नहीं जाते हैं. And the reason for this is clear. The reason is that the parents, it were the parents who actually wanted to spend more money, more resources on the education of their sons rather than the education of their daughters. So this is the problem. Problem is that parents are not willing to spend their money on the education of their girls. The situation would have been that कि दोनों girls, both girls and boys जो है, parents should have spent equal money on the education of both girls and boys, both sons and daughters. But the problem is that these parents they are doing justice. They are doing justice with their girls, with their daughters. Why? Because it were these parents who were not wishing to spend much on the education of their daughters. So this is again the problem. Another important field, another important area where this discrimination faced by the woman is visible again is highly paid and valued jobs. In these highly paid and valued jobs, what happened? It has been found that very small portion of women, very small portion of women, I will repeat it, in these highly paid and valued jobs, only very few portion of woman is found. And this speaks again the discrimination faced by the woman. And it has been found that on an average, an Indian woman, on an average, an Indian woman works 1 hour. She works 1 hour more than an average man every day. But then why the discrimination? If woman is working 1 hour more than the man, then where does the problem is? Where the problem lies? The problem lies that although they are working very hard, but the problem is that their work, much of their work remains unrecognized. It remains unrecognized and unvalued. Society, Indian society, patriarchal society, which is male dominated society, it is this male dominated society which fails to recognize, which fails to value the respect to the work done by the woman. So this is another important problem. In order to overcome this problem, many steps were taken to end the exploitation, to end the discrimination faced by the woman. And in order to give women equal wages, to pay equal wages for both men and women, an act was passed called the Equal Remuneration Act of 1976. In 1976, the Parliament of India finally passed an act, and the act came to be known as the Equal Remuneration Act. What was the purpose of this act and what this act provides for? This act actually provides for equal wages. This act provides for equal wages for equal work. If woman is working 1 hour more than men, why her work is not valued? हमारी सोसाइटी, पैट्रियार्कल सोसाइटी जो है, क्यों इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है? क्यों हमारे ये वुमन जो है इसके वर्क को रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया जा रहा है? क्यों इसके साथ नाइंसाफ़ी हो रही है, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रही है? इसके लिए पार्लियामेंट ने 1976 में इक्वल रिम्यूनरेशन एक्ट पास किया, जिसके तहत जो है ये बोला गया कि अगर मर्द होगा या औरत होगी, जो भी होगा, अगर वो काम कर रहे हैं, उनको उनके काम का इक्वल वेजेस मिलना चाहिए। equal wages, and you can also say equal pay for equal work. Equal wages for equal work or equal pay for equal work. ये कहाँ गया? And this was one step. Although this step was taken in which both the genders, that is men and women, they were given equal pay for the equal work, but even then it is not woman is not working. Woman, I told you earlier that the woman is working 1 hour more than an average man, but still, and despite the act was passed, still in almost all areas or spheres of work, in almost all areas or spheres of work, like fields, like sports, like factories, settle in these fields, almost in all these areas, in all these spheres, fields, woman still continues, or woman was still low paid. Although Parliament took the step, it passed the Act of 1976, the Equal Remuneration Act. But even then, it made it clear that if woman or man is working, they should be given equal pay for their equal work. But still, on the ground level, in practical, in reality, in different spheres of life, in different walks of life, in different areas where women and men both are working, it has been found that women are still low paid. Woman was still low paid. Still woman do the more work, but her but the wages were low. She still were given very low wages. She was low paid, and this is again the problem. And both men and women, they are doing the same job. The nature of their job, the nature of their work is same, but even then, woman is low paid. Why so? And this is again the problem. Again lies in the patriarchal nature of society, the male domination of the society. And in various parts of the country, that is our India, in various parts of our India country, parents prefer to have sons rather than daughters. Why sons? Because again, the patriarchy is responsible for this. And in order to have more and more sons, these parents, they have found number of ways through which they kill their daughters, their girls, even before their birth. Before the birth of girl child, they were killed in the mother's womb. And this they do through a method called abortion. This method is called abortion, through which parents, they are killing their girls, their daughters in the mother's womb. And this is abortion. And this abortion is, it is called sex selective abortion. Why sex selective abortion? Because you are giving preference to a particular sex. आप एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्स को ये देते हो, प्रेफरेंस देते हो. आप चाहते हो कि खाली वुमन गर्ल जो है गर्ल को किल करेंगे, और जो बॉय अगर बॉय होगा तो बॉय को हम जन्म देंगे. So this is problem, this is very important crime, and the this crime is again prevalent in different parts of our country, not to talk of our country but in the whole world. This problem is prevalent. This is the problem which the society is facing. And this sex selective abortion, it has led to a decline. It has led to decline in children sex ratio. So it has led to decline in child sex ratio. The sex ratio, what is this child sex ratio? It means number of girls. It means number of girl children per 1,000 boys. This is the child sex ratio, and this child sex ratio, because of selective abortion, this sex selective abortion, because of this problem, it has led to its decline, and it has declined. It has went to 919. This ratio, sex ratio, child sex ratio,